I was planning on opening a different product for today's polka dog illustration, but last night changed all that. I had the pleasure of watching Dr. Sleep, an amazing predecessor to The Shining, by the way. I can't recommend it enough. If you haven't watched it already, do it. Anyways, after the movie, me and Matthew went to Walmart. I had to get a dog nail clipper, which I didn't even get because they didn't have the right size I needed. But fate shined upon me some hidden fates. Some hidden fate goodies. Oh, and these holiday cuties. Look at them, they got beanies and holiday hats. So then for today's episode, I'll be opening up the remaining Hidden Fates packs that I have. As you can see, I have no self-control and already opened this Charizard tin, but this still will be fun as I'll be shaking things up a little and I'll be drawing the rares from both these packs. Since these packs may have multiple rares, I'll flip a medal to decide a few things. Whether or not I'll be choosing one or the other will be decided with the medal flip. Anyways, let's get started. Alright, so it's finally at that point where I'm going to open up one of my Hidden Fates packs and see what I'll be drawing. So I'm just going to go ahead and just start it, whatevs. Alright, I've been kind of waiting to open this for quite some time. In between recording. Ooh. I almost just spoiled it. Okay. So let's get started. Okay. Let's see what our rare is gonna be. I'm hoping it's gonna be 2, because then I would be drawing 2 polka dogs on the sketchbook instead of 1. So, okay, I'm hoping it's good. Okay, cute! Look at him! Look at those dot eyes! Oh, and a Gyarados GX. Nice! Nice. Alright, so, like I said in the beginning of the video, since there's 2 rares in this pack, I'll be drawing both of them today. So now I'm going to go into the generator and figure out what dog I will be drawing. I'll probably just choose 1 dog because that'll be way too much drawing for me. As it is, I'm going to be doing 2 separate costumes for the dogs, based on the cards. So way too much work. Let's simplify a little and just choose 1 dog breed, and then we could draw the 2 different costumes that they're wearing. Okay. Get my butt up. Okay, just kidding. Never mind. Backtrack everything I said. I forgot my own intro and the point of this video, evidently. I said I said I would be opening both of the remaining Hidden Fates packs. So we reopened 1, and then I'll do a medal flip to decide which rares I'll be drawing. So, okay. Get your head in the game, Jasmine. Your own video, your own channel, and you need help. You need help figuring out your life, evidently. Okay. So let's check out what this pack has in store for us. Okay. 10,000 misty determinations at this point. Okay. Here we go. Coming up. Oh! Nice! A Lucario GX. That's a nice one. I don't have this one. Oh wait, there's another one. I'm an idiot. And then Blaine's Last Stand. Okay. So I can't do Blaine's Last Stand as a choice, so okay. We're doing polka dogs here. It stands to reason we're gonna do Pokemon type of costumes, not like trainer type, although if maybe someday you guys want to see that, comment below, whatever. So I'm gonna do a metal flip to determine if it's going to be I think the easiest way to do this is the common denominator will be Quagsire will be definitely chosen, but the coin flip will be between Gyarados and Lucario. So we're gonna do a coin flip to decide which one is gonna be alongside Mr. Glorious Quagsire. So, where's my medal? Okay, medal flip time. Heads will be Lucario. Tails would be Gyarados. Heads it is, so Lucario and Quagsire we're going to be drawing. So, now we'll decide which dog I'll be drawing. Okay, gotta get up again. Whose fault is that, Jasmine? A Shipperk? A Shipperk? I'm a dog groomer, and even I sometimes am baffled on how obscure some of these breeds are. There's a lot of rare breeds out there, and I'll be honest, I mean, I've obviously am very new in this field, but even I don't know how, I just don't know if this is a general knowledge for dog groomers. If you're a dog groomer and you happen to be watching this very niche, I can't talk now after trying to pronounce this. But if anybody else knows this breed and maybe I'm just in the dark, let me know. Because I don't know what this is. But I'll be drawing it. Absolutely. Okay, so I had to look up how to pronounce the dog I'm going to be drawing as a polka dog. But the way you pronounce it, evidently, is Schipperke. Schipperke. Like that. So anyways, according to the American Kennel Club, standing no higher than 13 inches, Schipperkes are small dogs built for hard work. Ships were created as rattlers and watchdogs. Their powerful jaws, necks, and forequarters, coupled with a stealthy cat-like hunting style, make them ideal rat-catching machines. The black coat is profuse around the neck, shoulders, and legs, giving the breed a silhouette that accentuates a thick, substantial body. The fox face completes the unique look for a unique breed. Okay, so I would never have imagined that little tiny, little baby face looking dog would be bred for that, but evidently a lot of small, cute looking babies are bred for these type of things, like hunting type of things. Granted, it's like more geared towards rodents. I just imagine this little baby, little black shadow of an animal just ripping apart a rat. Anyways, I always find these like history things very interesting. So back to the video. What makes an Edward Hopper painting an Edward Hopper painting? And don't tell me you don't know who Edward Hopper is. Everyone knows who Edward Hopper is. If not by the name, by his painting, like the most famous one, Seahawks. You know, that one that, you know, a bunch of weird looking people are at a bar, diner thing, and it's really lonely, but it's really cool. Anyways, what makes that painting so unique to that artist? What makes any artist's art unique? A few things, and everyone is capable of tapping into. We each have our own experiences, opinions, interests, and preferences. To put it simply, our individuality is our art. Okay, Emily, you're gonna start barking now? Okay. Now, this isn't a profound statement. It's not groundbreaking. I think most people aren't conscious of this, but those who are actively honing their skills and pursuing an artistic career, I think they can easily lose sight of what it means to make unique art. And I'm no different. I know that I've been guilty of just kind of like, do I have a unique art style? There's so many different artists out there, very similar. Like, what makes me different? What makes me stand out? And
this is especially true if you're young or you're getting into art. It can be overwhelming with just how many artists are online nowadays. Like, how can my art stand out in all these people, in a sea of people? First and foremost, though, there is no original art style. Let's get that straight. There are original people, definitely, experiences, and a combination of people who inspire you and your own technical skill that is what's transferred into our art. This video is to specifically help people that are searching for answers on how to realize their art style. I often see many questions or rants online about artists having varying art styles and not committing to one, or just not knowing what their art style is and, how to find and stick to that art style. So this video is a response to that. But by no means does this mean every artist needs to have their own art style. You can do whatever you want and have as many art styles as you want. If you are striving to brand yourself, of course, having a solid and consistent look is ideal, but by no means necessary. If you are in the latter category of thinking, then this video is for you. Just wanted to get that disclaimer out of that way. So yeah. So how do you develop a unique artistic style? The first thing to keep in mind is no matter how seasoned you are as an artist, your art will always slightly be changing over time, and this is in part due to our improvement of anatomy and fundamentals. So keep that in mind with everything I'm about to say. So number one is interests. For most artists, they start drawing as a child and emulate their world and likes by copying. Of course, this can apply to those who are just getting into art. The point is, the first step to finding your art style is to copy what you love. It's really just natural, really. For me, growing up, I mostly watched anthropomorphic films and Animal Planet. And no, I'm not a furry, so let's just drop that. I adored watching Balto. I know that's not really an anthro film, but it still had animals as a central cast. I also watched so many times. I watched Cats Don't Dance. I love it. And oh yeah, the show Franklin, Franklin, the one with the little turtle as like the main character, and he went to school with his animal friends. I loved it. And Little Bear, I loved those shows so much. And Animal Planet, there was this show called A Breed All About It. That was my jam. I loved that show. Every morning I'd wake up like at 6 in the morning, before school, and I would watch an episode of it. And each episode would cover, I don't know if it was just one breed or various breeds, but anyways, they would go into a specific dog breed. They would go over the history of how that dog came to be, how it is now, the breeding history, and its current temperaments, and if it's a good fit for your lifestyle. And it kind of has like this rating system. It's like, 5 paws, if you value a guard dog, this dog is, like 3 out of 5 paws. Like, it is not the greatest guard dog, or it is the greatest guard dog, whatever. It's just pretty interesting. I loved it. Needless to say, because of all of that, I drew so many animals. I had so many like little comics that I made, just sketches, doodles, all animals. So that's just kind of an example of what I mean, is by just copying what you like, what you watch, and what you ingest, so to speak. Now, number 2 is honing and developing your skill. So the next stage, and again, like, I can't stress this enough, this normally develops naturally. None of this is very conscious, but for those of you who really trying to get this down to a science, like I said, this video is for you. But as you develop as an artist, and this can apply to later in life too, if you're gonna go to art school or take classes online, instructors probably put the most emphasis on this, and that's developing and honing your skills. Once your likes and preferences are cemented, copy that artist, copy the things that you like, research and experiment how these artists achieve their look. I can't tell you how many times I've been assigned, by a professor. They give me a theme and they require me to make an art piece based on a certain animated show style. So, for example, if you like Steven Universe, figure out how to use shape design for their. How do they use shape design to create their characters? How do they use color? Do they incorporate texture to add depth, or is it just flat? If you like a certain artist, what program are they using? Is it vector or pixel based? Or maybe is traditional materials? I feel this is the most crucial part in developing and furthering your skills because I consider this the weeding out process. You experiment with a style, figure it out, and decide whether or not you like it and if you want to incorporate that into your own work. At the end of the day, I feel your work is a Frankenstein creation of various techniques and interests. So this is a very, very important part of just kind of developing like the quote unquote certain style that you end up with, because you're just trying out so many different things. You're bound to latch on to certain techniques and certain looks. And the next thing is developing your tastes. What do you want your artwork to evoke? Now, it stands to reason that whatever you love, movie, a show, maybe illustrated books or comics, anything, it's because it made you feel something. An art piece evoked an emotional response from you, and that's a huge factor in finding an art style. For example, I remember the first time I played Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch, I was obsessed with the supplement artwork attached to the game. It's a JRPG game. It's set in a magical world. So they had the spell book, and like the spell book would kind of be a way to show the player like what the world was about, and it would also be helpful. You would have to refer back to this spell book for a certain weapon that you had to create or a certain animal that you had to fight, and it was like a really in-depth look at the world of this game. But like the drawings were fantastic. It was so charming and whimsical and detailed, and it just had a lot of character. And I really appreciated the level of detail that Level 5 is a studio that made this game, and I appreciated just the effort it took to put all that into that game. And they didn't really need to, but they did. And since then on, that little aspect, like I took some of that aspect into my own work. Like I want to emulate that warm and how you say charming nature. So to wrap up this progression, as you experiment with different styles and as you begin to create more personal art, certain artistic traits from different artists are favored and strengthened. It becomes apparent reoccurring quirks or characteristics have been implemented into your work. And voila, bada bing, bada bang. If you really think about it, you realize that a lot of the art that you're creating now is derivative from various artists and media and just things that you love, and you kind of begin to realize, oh, this is my art style. Now, I'm not suggesting that this is a fast process, but it's something that everyone is capable of doing. The only way to achieve this and to, get to this point and realize this hallelujah moment is the most basic and probably most hated advice to be given without context. But in relation to everything I said, it's the only conclusion to this process, and that's to just keep drawing. You're not going to realize any of this unless you just draw all the time. Whether you are starting from the fundamentals or in the process of branding yourself as an artist with a unified look, have fun and don't rush your journey. Having a style isn't chosen deliberately. I don't think it's really effective to just pick and choose. You definitely can. I know many people do. But it's something that you just naturally find and stumble upon. It's something that you just sort of slowly begin to see happening to your artwork, and that's your art style. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope this video has been informative and maybe insightful. Maybe, perchance, possibly. So yeah, what are you guys' thoughts on art style? Do you feel you have one? Are you still on that journey? What are some of your guys' personal inspiration to for making your art? Hope I can read it in the comments below. I hope you guys have a really good day and take care.